Hello and welcome to Barbara's Podcast. This is the show for women, all about health, nutrition, and wellness. It's the show that will empower you and inspire you to create a healthier lifestyle.
Hello and welcome. I'm Barbara Carafocus, and I'm thrilled to introduce Rachelle Davis, who is a holistic chronic fatigue health coach. Welcome, Rachelle.
Thank you.
So, Rachelle, can you share a bit about your personal journey and what inspired you to become a holistic chronic fatigue health coach?
Yes. So I myself once had chronic fatigue syndrome. And actually, it all started when I was working overseas.
Yeah.
And I came back, it was about a month and a half after I returned where I started experiencing symptoms. But at the time, I was on an overseas contract. It was about 12, 14-hour days, 7 days a week. I was working night shift. And so then that kind of got my circadian rhythm, out of whack. And then I also was under a lot of stress due to a really horrible supervisor. So I was in my last 6 months of my contract. And so I decided that where normally we take, a vacation every 3 to 4 months, I decided I was just going to work the whole 6 months all the way through.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yes. So I was paying for it when I returned because I started experiencing all these different symptoms. Of course, fatigue, but not being able to sleep well or get to sleep at night. And if I did, I would wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning with hot flashes. Then if I did get some rest, the night prior, I thought I would wake up feeling fatigued like I didn't get any rest at all. Yeah, so I was having issues with my gut, different issues with that. And then also exercising, I injured myself. And it was just so strange because it was like I was just stretching, doing a stretch or something like that, but I injured myself.
Yeah.
So all those different symptoms, like involving my hormones and just, my circadian rhythm, not being able to sleep when I should be, and then feeling like I wasn't getting enough rest, feeling fatigued. And then also, there was another sign. Once I was diagnosed, just eating like a brownie or cookie, just some sugar would completely make me feel so tired that I had to take a nap. So it just completely wiped me out energy wise.
So how would you describe the difference between chronic fatigue and being tired? So how would someone be able to tell the difference?
Yeah. So, okay, I have all those symptoms and more, like brain fog, and high blood pressure, which I have a story for that. I'll tell you later on about how I discovered my high blood pressure and what became of that. But if they're experiencing any of the symptoms that I mentioned, as far as waking up, in the middle of the night, waking up, not feeling like you've slept, not, being able to get to sleep, if they experience any of those symptoms for 6 months or longer, then chances are they do have chronic fatigue syndrome.
Okay.
And there's even more symptoms like swollen lymph nodes. Sometimes people have sore throats, things like that. So, yeah.
That's very interesting. So how would you approach and help individuals manage chronic fatigue?
Yeah, so I developed a coaching course for people. I've made videos talking about the different ways and different things that you can do to heal.
Okay.
I did it holistically, and I was actually diagnosed by an acupuncturist. Um, and he basically explained why my blood pressure was high. High sitting and then low standing, which would be actually the working position, which normally it would be higher standing, not lower. So it flips. So I decided to create a holistic program. It's called the 4 Core Blueprint Program, and it touches on various subjects such as nutrition, habits, lifestyle, and health. And so I've created a program where it guides people on what to eat, when to eat, the exercises to participate in, how to get ready for your evening so that you can get a good night's rest.
Yeah.
Basically all of the health and wellness things that you would do, naturally in order to heal from chronic fatigue syndrome.
Do you recommend any supplements that they could add into their?
Well, I have a whole list in my chronic fatigue planner. I have an instructional planner. Um, and also I give people a list of supplements that they would like to implement in order to, start the healing process.
Would you give us a couple of examples of what supplements you would recommend?
Sure. So like magnesium. Magnesium is one that you definitely want to incorporate. It's going to help relax your body, to get ready to go to sleep and whatnot. And chances are, if you do have chronic fatigue, you are depleted in magnesium, so you're going to need that. Another one is vitamin D, but you can also get vitamin D by going out and walking, in the forest, in the sun, and whatnot. But vitamin D is another one.
That's very important. What about B vitamins?
Yeah, definitely B vitamins. There's going to be a range of vitamins and minerals that you want to take because your body has been, pulling on all those different vitamins and minerals, throughout the whole process of when you're experiencing all the stress and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, I see that you love being outside and making jewelry with gemstones and plant extracts. So, how do these activities contribute to your holistic health practices, and how do you believe they benefit your clients?
Well, for anyone who's, maybe they wear crystals, things like that, or essential oils, um, the crystals have characteristics and properties in order to heal us. And a lot of people may or may not know that. And so, where they might wear them for, just adornment reasons, there's actually, a reason why you should wear certain crystals. Um, so, as far as the essential oils, I use those also to help heal myself. For example, nutmeg was an oil that I used. I put it on my back, above my kidneys where my adrenals were to help just give me, an energized feeling. So I felt a little bit more, like I had more energy.
I love using essential oils. Very lucky to be living here in the Mediterranean. So, we get amazing lavender oil, which is one of my favorites for relaxing. Kind of calms you down, I think.
It does. I have a very soothing effect.
Yeah. So what would be some of your daily practices or routines that you personally follow to manage your own health and well-being?
Oh, meditation first thing in the morning is so important. It just kind of sets your day off,
Yeah.
Um, that's really important. And then also working out. Even if a person has chronic fatigue syndrome, there are certain exercises they should and should not do. So you shouldn't do cardio. You shouldn't be doing HIIT exercise or anything like that. But yoga, is one that you want to also adopt if you, aren't doing it already.
Okay. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. There's no point in stressing your adrenals even more or creating more stress in the body through exercise, extreme exercise.
Right.
Um, so what advice or encouragement would you give to someone who is currently struggling with chronic fatigue?
Yeah, so when it comes to chronic fatigue syndrome, you want to be your own advocate because a lot of the times you may go to your regular physician and, you may complain about one symptom, but you're experiencing, a whole array of symptoms and you don't know where to start. And your physician typically will treat one thing, and they won't treat it to the point where they're actually finding the reason why you're experiencing that symptom. They merely put a band-aid on it. And
Yeah.
sometimes, your physician won't believe you at all. So if you are experiencing chronic fatigue, then you want to reach out to myself, a holistic health coach, find a community, and find a plan of action so that you can overcome it and get your life back to normal.
Absolutely. Well, do you have any, like perhaps maybe 3 steps that someone could take as an example, or that
Yeah. So,
just simple for our listeners?
yeah. So if you're dealing with chronic fatigue, first of all, like I said, you want to reach out, but first thing you want to do is kind of maybe write down your symptoms. Okay. I have a journal that I created for tracking symptoms.
Yeah.
And so you can track your symptoms from when you wake up, to when you go to bed. And then you also want to track, what you're doing, your activity, and what you're eating. Okay. And that's important because it's going to kind of lay out a map, and so you can see, okay, I woke up at this time, or I ate this and this is how I was feeling, that type of thing. And that helps also because when you start to heal, a lot of people are like, oh, well, how long does it take to heal? Well, it takes as long as you can maintain that routine, and it's hard for some people because some people are just addicted to food. You can't eat processed foods. That's like one of the worst things, for a person, in general, but especially when you're trying to recover, you want to cut out those processed foods. Of course, you want to cut out sugar, no caffeine, that type of thing. So if those are issues that you have currently with, eating those type of foods, then you're going to want to try and replace those foods, with something different as well. For example, the caffeine, you may want to try green tea, or you may want to try matcha. I have a free book on my site, askahealth.coach, and I'm giving it away to, anyone who's interested. And it's just basically called Balance and Boost, and it's beverages, to help you, gain energy and maintain your health. So, yeah.
Well, in closing, I know you just mentioned your website, but could you mention it again if someone wanted to get in touch with you?
Yeah, sure. So askahealth.coach is my website, and you can go on there, book a 1-to-1, sign up for the coaching course. You can purchase my planner or my journal. Those are on there, or you can get my free book as well. You can reach out to me if you're not sure. You can book a discovery call, or if you want to go ahead with a consultation, there's an option to book that as well.
Okay, well, thank you for being a guest on the podcast. I'm sure our audience will definitely get some valuable information through. And well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thanks for listening to Barbara's podcast. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter or e-courses. Celebrate life, and see you at the next episode.